Shanegotyou11, and with me as always is Trey.
Hey guys, how's it going? Appreciate you guys for checking in the stream. There goes my annoying ringtone again. I always try to like turn it off before it goes off, but which brings me to my next point. If you're a subscriber of this channel, make sure to hit the little notification bell at the side, so that way whenever Shane goes live or posts a new video, you'll be the first person to know about it. But anyway, this is going to be the Christmas edition. I want to give a happy holidays to everyone out there watching. And today for the random question, Shane posted this on Twitter, or not Twitter, I don't know why I said Twitter, but he posted it on YouTube. He asked what your favorite Christmas memory is. So that's going to be the first. It's going to be a double header. So there's that one. I think Shane was talking about how he got like a hockey goal.
Yes, you're right. No, you're right. Hockey pads and everything. It was the coolest thing ever, but it wasn't like, the real goalie stuff like that they play with, but it was like styrofoam, but it was about as legit as possible. I was like 10 or 11 years old, I believe. And we played out on our back concrete slab my dad laid down for us, and it was like one of the coolest things I could ever have.
Right. So there's that, and then and that's kind of a good question, because obviously because you're a little bit older now, so that might be your favorite Christmas memory as a kid. But I mean, since you have a family and you have a kid and all that, like what are some good I guess Christmas memories that you've had since you've had a family?
Honestly, man, just in the excitement every morning for my son. Like, I can't pinpoint it. I just think it's really cool, and the excitement and the innocence. I don't know, man. It's something like that. You'll understand later on in life. It's pretty cool though, man.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, yeah, that's probably one of the coolest things though, like, because it's like, even when I'm a kid, but it's like even when I was like, like 13 or 14, it was, I was still kind of excited, even though you kind of know what you're gonna get, but then it's like you still get kind of giddy about it, you know what I mean? So I can definitely relate to that. But so the second comment question of the day is gonna be kind of a random one. So I think everyone knows right now, Nick Cannon has a thing for Eminem. Apparently he put out 3 songs which were kind of subpar. But Shane, do you feel like, because obviously like do you think that MGK kind of had a good diss on towards M? And the second part of the question is what rapper do you think that could, if they were to get into a battle with them, that could kind of dethrone them? Because I know that you're kind of a rap guy as well. So
to be honest, bro, I thought MGK had a good diss. I think Eminem came back with fire and all that stuff, but I don't think he would beat him. I don't think he beat him. I think Eminem beat him. I think Tupac would have had a chance against Eminem, not lyrically, but maybe personally, if that makes sense.
Right.
But that way, and not to go off script or anything, but Dave, yeah, I know we're echoing. I don't know how to fix it right now. It's not on my end. Yeah. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna have to put up with it. So sorry about that, but we'll get it going together by next week. It's just a little bit of a shout out to Treve Tots for hooking me up with this mic. But I mean, worst case scenario, if I can't figure out how to fix it, then we can just go back to the old way. But Shane says that it sounds good coming through the microphone, so hopefully it's not that big of a issue. But yeah, I mean, going back to your regular topic, and I feel like it's kind of, it almost ruins it, because I always think that people because when you're going with that, it's like you have to be lyrical, and I don't think like rap beefs are all about lyrics. I think that's a small part, but if you're gonna battle Eminem, then you have to be lyrical. You know what I mean? It's like if you're a good basketball player and you challenge like Tom Brady or someone that's good at football, like you might be good at one thing, but it's gonna be kind of pointless if you challenge to him with something that he doesn't even really do well. So that's kind of my 2 cents on it. So yeah, there's that. And then Shane, I know you went to the Gonzaga game. I don't really know a whole lot about Gonzaga, but I mean, from what you saw at the game, like what are some of the things you're looking for? Do you think that the team that you're watching is good, and do you think that they're good prospects going forward?
Man, last night was really amazing. I mean, my family has season tickets. I don't, but I can go when I want. But I don't really go unless it's a high market team anymore, which is, being spoiled. But yeah, this team is young, front court. They have a good chance to go far in March if they continue to do what they're doing. I mean, they're number 2 in the country. But I just think they'll go pretty far, Trey.
Right. So yeah, there's that, and then so moving forward, we have the divisional conference champions for the MCS going on. We have Joke. We saw 2 people. We saw him. He ran QB Blast pretty much exclusively. Every single play. I think it was Trey Kings that played a Voltarax last night, and he literally like no adjustments, no nothing. It was just QB Blast every single play, and he ended up losing. That was probably one of the worst games that I've seen in Madden.
I think abilities kill it, bro. That's my opinion. I think abilities are horrible. I think abilities bail out people. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, and this is big. This is big stage. We actually have Skimbo versus Joe going on right now. I know Shane's might be a little bit further than me, but from where I'm seeing, it's 3-0 going into the second quarter. Skimbo's on top. So
yeah, you know the only thing downfall with Skimbo is right. He has no red zone offense. Because he puts all of his money puts all of his money towards wide receivers, 0 offensive line, which is a joke. Don't get me started on that. Like, I don't care if it's Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes. If you have a horrible offensive line, like I think Skibbo had, I think it was like low 70s, they would get sacked. They wouldn't just be able to run away from everyone.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, unfortunately, like my prediction, I took Joke to win the North. Unfortunately, in my prediction for the East, I was close because I said that Stevie J might do an upset, and I mean, to be honest, Skimbo kind of played bad the 2 games that he played. He had a bad game with Z Thumbs, who was representing the Dolphins. He played bad against him, and then he had a bad game against Stevie J. Kind of got lucky. Do you feel like? I mean, I know it's not like a conspiracy, but do you feel like there's something to where like if you're like a big name in the community like Skimbo or Young Kiv, like it's almost like they have like more luck than like someone random. Like, do you think that that's kind of?
I don't know if it necessarily helps them out in winning games, but like when they did Mutt Draft last year, how all the top players got their playbooks, that seems fishy to me.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that like Skimbo and them did all that and then he gets his New England book, or like Clef got Tampa Bay. Like, to me that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but I mean, in big games, it's also kind of funny because it's like they don't get discouraged, which is a thing that I've noticed, and it's kind of almost scary because when you're like a newcomer playing someone like Skimbo, and you get like a head start against him, and you look over at him and he's just like locked in, not even really like shook. It's almost like kind of scary because it's like, oh well, this guy's, you know, I have the lead, but it feels like I haven't really phased him at all, like because he's not getting discouraged at all. You know,
I think that there's a few players though that are top players that I mean are elite players where they crack Trey. But yes, like a guy like Skimbo, a guy like Dreeny, a guy like Mo, they don't really crumble in this sense. The only time I saw Skimbo crumble and I knew he was trouble is when he started yelling at that kid.
Spodo.
Yeah, Spodo, where he's like, you may beat me, but you'll never get in my head, but you already got in your head. It's kind of like a fighter. If you punch them in their face and they're smiling, they're probably hurt.
Yeah.
Most likely. But like guys like Mo, no. Dreeny, nope. But Joel, yep, I've seen him crumble a lot. So, I mean, it just depends on the player. I mean, for the most part, I'll use myself as an example. Like, most of the time I'm good, but sometimes I'm grumpy and it ruins it for me. So, I mean, that's just being honest. I'm not trying to be like, I don't act like I'm, you know, the greatest of all time.
Yeah. He's not acting like he's just as cool as the other side of the pillow all the time. Which is kind of crazy because, you know, like, because I talk to him off and on, and, you know, and this happens with everybody in the community where it's like you get into a game and it's like, you know, for a fact that you're better than the person that you're playing, and it's like the way that they're playing is just, you know, you think that's kind of bummy and you kind of psych yourself out of the game. But I feel like Shane doesn't really get discouraged about that. He just takes a deep breath and then he just keeps playing the game. So I think that's one of the things that I'm most impressed by about him, you know. So
I appreciate that, man. I really do.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm pretty comfortable, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Zark, I will let you see my team, bro. It's not done for the last chance qualifier, but I'll definitely let it show a team.
Yeah, that actually brings up a good topic for the podcast, because as we know, the game's changed. And what's because I mean, I think people know that you're not like a mutthead, you know what I mean? Like, you're not someone that likes to like open packs and try to get the best players, you know, do weekend league and stuff like that. But to some degree, like, do you kind of go like in the, like, I guess what I'm saying is, like, are you kind of a nerd at some point where you look at some players and you're like, okay, he has like this stat that I like, and
yep.
Okay.
But I can't say on certain things, because then people, if I have a lurker, will know what I'm trying to do. So, yes, I do have certain things. I also try to play, like, simulation football. Like I said, if you look at my offensive line right now, which is not done for the last chance qualifier, I'm still figuring out if it's going to be 1075 for the cap.
Mm-hmm.
But I have 90s for offensive linemen, or high 80s, depending on which position on the line. But like the pros, they do 60 or low 70s, excuse me, not low 60s, low 70s, and then they have a escape artist. But to me, that's not real football. So I try to play real football, but like right now, I got the 94 Holt, the 94 Hall, the 92 Bo Jackson, 92 Owens, and then 90s for linebackers to stop the run, 93s for safeties and cornerbacks. But anyways, yes, so I do base off certain things. I got things as cornerbacks and defense for a certain reason. I'll tell you off air what I really look for, but I can't do that right now.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So, and that's kind of a question. Like, I know, like, you know, the abilities thing, and I kind of know where you stand on it, and I kind of feel the same way. So we're not gonna get into that a whole lot. Maybe for another time we can have a conversation, because I feel like that's a hot topic in the community, and maybe some of the chat can chime in and tell us what they think, and we'll have a good discussion about it. But what I'm saying is do you like? So when you build your team, like, do you like that process to it? Because I know you're kind of like a regs guy, you were like a money regs guy, but do you kind of like building your team? Is that something that, like, constructing your team, because it's kind of like fantasy football in a way, like, do you kind of like that aspect of it, or is it kind of like you just do it for the tournament?
No, I like it. I like building a team. It's fun to me. I just get a little bit frustrated, to be honest, when people don't make a real team. Like, and that's my fault. And I feel like we've had discussions in Discord about what's real or not real.
Yeah.
But you have to deal with it, so I try to deal with it better this year than I did last year. But, like, to me, can you imagine a crappy offensive line and crappy linebackers being able to knock over elite defenders, or stopping a Hall of Fame running back and Hall of Fame line? There's no, because for example, I have a great offensive line. I have a great running back, and then there's guys who use sucky linebackers, excuse me, that can break through the offensive line. That wouldn't be happening in real life. They'd get bowled over.
Yeah, and that's kind of cheap, because I feel like it's almost, because people try to find out, because like you said, you spend cap into your offensive line, and then they give up like block sheds to like silvers or golds or whatever, and it's like, people are just trying to figure out, like, what low overall card is gonna like give me the glitchiest, chance at a block shed and stuff like that. So,
well, they were using the Shaq Griffin for a while, and he was like a 71, but he was fast, and he'd get off the edge, and it was just like ridiculous. Like, really, he's getting past an 89, 91 lineman? No.
Yeah, it's not realistic, especially like, and I mean, it even happens like if you have like secure pass blocker. Like there's some abilities that just don't seem to really have any effect at all. And I mean, I know there's always been abilities, like, for example, I really like Conductor. Conductor's been one for a while, to where like, when you make an adjustment at the line of scrimmage, you can just like make your adjustment. You don't have to like wait for a couple seconds. But no, I definitely agree, and we'll get more into that, like I said, later down the line. But last week we did our predictions for the club championship, so I'm going to give you guys an update on that in a little bit. But I just want to say, like, the thing that I know that a lot of people are probably shocked by is that, Henry didn't look good in this tournament, and that was kind of a surprise to me, because when he went to the Madden Classic, he went all the way to the finals, and that was his first major appearance. So when I saw that, I'm like, okay, this guy's going to go very far. He's probably going to make the finals, a lot of people probably thought. But, I mean, he played bad one game, and then he played Techers, and Techers is a really good player. Shane, he kind of told me that before. But, I mean, were you shocked to see that? And, like, what are some things that you saw or heard about that, kind of caught you off guard?
Okay, there's a couple of things. I mean, when Henry went far, it was regs.
Yeah.
Secondly, he's young, man. He's young. Like, I'm not even trying to. He doesn't need to be defended because he made a live event already. But he's young. And then lastly, I told you guys, not necessarily you, Trey, but the whole podcast, that Techers is very good.
Yeah.
Like, Techers is tough, man, and this year, he's scary as hell. Like, last year I played him, I beat him some, he beat me some. This year I played him twice, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all, he whipped my ass.
Yeah.
Like, he was one of the few guys that, like, took me to the woodshed.
So to speak. Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, so that's pretty good. I kind of like, though, that we've had kind of a lot of newcomers, you know, come to the scene and kind of make their name. But yeah, let's get into it because, okay, so for the AFC East, Shane was right. I really thought that, and it was close to it because I thought that Skimbo wouldn't make it out of this one. Was kind of like my bold prediction, but it ended up not being true. So, but yeah, Skimbo ended up winning that division, and then for the AFC South, we both had the same prediction. We both had Dreeny in that one, and Dreeny, he keeps playing good. But the thing that I noticed about him is he doesn't get mad, but I've noticed that like when something doesn't go wrong for him, he just like looks so like discouraged, like scared or whatever. Like even when he's up by like 14 points, he just looks still like locked in at all times. But so yeah, I actually have Dreeny winning the whole thing, so that's still, you know, up in the air. So I could still have that prediction right. The AFC West, we both had Pavon going up, and Pavon did win the division. And then for the NFC East, I had Henry, Shane had Techers, and Techers came out of that one. The NFC West, I had D. Croft, so we were both wrong in this division because Shane had which a lot of people thought that Beast Mode was gonna win, but it was Voltarax, and it wasn't really even close about Voltarax. I mean, Voltarax, unfortunately, I mean, I don't want to say that because I kind of sound, you know, whatever, but he kind of looks tough. I think he has a good shot at winning it all, so. And then for the NFC South, we both had one great user again. We were both wrong. Nick Hacko, the guy that played with the Saints, he's looking pretty tough. Like, he beat one great user, which was an upset. Civil beat Bugs, which was a crazy game, and then Nick Hacko beat Civil, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him make a run at this thing. And then for the NFC South, I had Phenom, and he had Radiant. Scheming, I mean, I kind of wanted Phenom to win. I thought Phenom was pretty fun to watch, but no, Scheming came away with that one. I didn't know he's been playing for quite a while. He's been playing since Madden 17. I was really impressed to see, you know, how he plays. The AFC North, Shane went with Thunderball, and then I went with Joke. That was kind of an upset taking Thunderball over Joke, but
he kind of crapped out though. He played differently. He played differently than online. And it seemed like the stage got too bright for him, and that's okay because he's young too. I mean, there's a lot of young kids. I mean, they talk a lot. A lot of these kids talk a lot, but they're still skilled. But man, the bright lights got them shook sometimes.
Yeah. All right, so I mean, I still think so. Like moving forward, I mean, we obviously like it's live now. We still have Joke and Skimbo going at it, but I still think that Dreeny is gonna take it all. I think it's gonna be close though. I think anything can happen, but I still think that Dreeny is gonna come away with this one ultimately. But Shane, do you still think Dreeny is your favorite for this one?
I think Dreeny is. I have Techers in the championship against him.
Yeah, you did. Yep. So
yeah, I still think it's going to be that way.
Yeah.
Unless Techers gets scared of a pro that I'm not, that I don't know about, but I still think it'll be Techers and Dreeny wins barely.
Yeah, wins barely. So yeah, with that being said, so we're gonna do this again. So it's been an ongoing thing about the Madden history lesson. We've been doing that. We haven't been doing it these last couple weeks, but we're gonna get back on to that today. And this year's game is gonna be Madden 08. That was a throwback. I mean that was kind of a game that that was like, it almost set the scene like competitive. Like, do you remember anything about that game back in Madden 08, or were you not really playing back
Nah, bro, I didn't even play.
then? Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie, bro.
Yeah, so you don't really know anything about it. I mean, I remember kind of what it was about. I mean, it was kind of a fun game. Let me know in the chat if you remember playing Madden 08, but the cover was Vince Young. I remember watching Vince Young in college. He played for the Longhorns. He was really like the only like college guy that I watched. But his career didn't really pan out. But he's kind of like Cam Newton in a way. Like, he's not as like big as Cam, but like in terms of like play style, he almost reminds me of Cam in the way that he played.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, Cam's better though.
Yeah, Cam was one of my favorite players. Like, I don't know what you guys think about Cam, but I'm a big Cam Newton guy, actually. And the Panthers are kind of good because I feel like they're one of those teams where it's like they'll be like red hot, but then they'll get into like a 4 or 5 game slump, and then it'll be like all over from there. Like, once they start to build momentum, then it's like they go downhill. But
Oh, hey, I totally forgot, you guys. 21st is Saturday. Okay. I had to interrupt on this.
yeah.
So on December 21st, you guys, if you guys have Madden 20, I'm going to be doing a long stream of regs. You want to play me, you're a subscriber, we can play. And I mean, it's going to be a long stream.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to donate to the stream, that'll be great. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Appreciate it, Trey, for subscribing. I think it says Monet Trey, but
Yeah.
shout out for you for subbing. But December 21st, be on the lookout. We're going to do a full day stream. You guys will probably beat me. I haven't played regs in about a few days, but I mean, I'm not used to it. But if anybody want to do it, I'm going to open up the party. I'm going to have 16 available people to come into the chat. I'm going to be live streaming. All I ask for is to kind of keep it PG-13 and just have fun. I'm giving back. Besides the money giveaways that I'm doing, that you can check on the channel, I'm going to be doing this on Saturday. Trey, I'm hoping you join too.
Yeah, for sure. And then if you end up playing Shane, because I know Shane gets hit up quite a bit. You know, people want to play him, and you know, you guys are gonna have a chance to see how you match up. So that's always gonna be a good thing. And you know, and I was kind of thinking, like, I haven't told Shane this off air, but I'm gonna talk to him because I actually do have a couple ideas that we could possibly do that I think that are gonna be good ideas, where it's gonna be like maybe, you know, me versus him, but there's going to be like kind of a few twists involved, so definitely be on the lookout for that. So, but I mean, if you do end up getting picked to play Shane, you know, and you get invited to the party, you know, don't be boring. I mean, you don't want to like talk trash or nothing, but I mean, you know, you got to, like, you know, kind of get in Shane's head a little bit, you know, maybe get him a little fired up, and then you don't want
to fire me up, bro. You want to keep it nice. No, because it'll make it worse. It'll make it worse for people. Sometimes I lock in better. You're not gonna get in my head, even if I sound mad. I promise you that.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I was just kind of having a little bit of fun with that one, but yeah, no, that's gonna be definitely something forward to look on to coming up. So a few facts here for the 2008 game. Again, Vince Young was on the cover, and this was actually the year 2007 where the Patriots came up they had their undefeated run, ultimately lost to the Giants. That was kind of a year that I remember very well. I kind of wanted the Patriots to win because because I don't think really any of us we weren't around for like the 2000 and like whenever the Dolphins went undefeated. But do you still think, like, even though if you didn't like the Patriots, wasn't it kind of like you kind of wanted them to be undefeated because you could be like, yo, like, I watched them play and I like watched, Grass play. Like, does that play a factor in it for you?
It was definitely crazy. I mean, I didn't root for or against. I just honestly was watching. But yeah, they would have been considered the best team of all time because Miami Dolphins was a shorter regular season. That happened in 1972. I believe they went 14-0 in the regular season at the time, and then won it all. So yeah, so I believe that if the Patriots would have went 19-0, they would have been the best team of all time.
Right. So.
Oh, and right now, you guys, in case you care, Skimbo is winning 13-7, late third against Joe.
Yeah, definitely. There's going to be some good games. I believe they're going to crown a club championship on Friday, which is tomorrow. This week kind of went by pretty quick, to be honest, but yeah, so definitely be on the lookout for that. I think one thing that I kind of like, though, about this broadcast is, like, I kind of like the announcers for the most part. I think that, Serious Mo kind of knows a lot about the game, and then I think the announce team, for the most part, is pretty good. Kind of keeps it, like, more entertaining.
Definitely. I definitely agree.
Yeah. Alright, so a few facts for the Madden 2007 season for you. Usually when I do these things, I like to, set the scene, talk about the kind of music and the kind of movies that were popular back then. But I kind of threw this in there as kind of, to fill time. But so for the 99 overall club, we had Peyton Manning, LaDainian Tomlinson, Brian Urlacher, Ed Reed, and Champ Bailey. That's a pretty solid 99.
Oh,
I'm surprised that they still played. This was Madden 2007. They had a lot of good players back then. Wow. Have you seen, like, the NFL 100? I watched a couple of them on YouTube. The NFL 100 team. Have you seen any of those episodes yet?
No, I haven't yet. I'll probably check it out. I want to watch the running backs. I know Sweetness is going to be up there and Barry Sanders for sure.
Yeah, I was watching the linebacker one, and they had Lawrence Taylor and Ray Lewis on there. It's pretty entertaining. It's pretty interesting to me, like, because they tell stories about, Lawrence Taylor. Like, could you imagine, like, being, like, back in the day playing with Lawrence Taylor when he was, like, doing, like, cocaine and all that other stuff back then?
Well, you know what, though? A lot of them were doing that, to be fair. Not cocaine necessarily, but, like, they were doing, like, Lyle Alzado was so steroided out, and he was a defensive lineman, I believe. They were doing drugs back then, man, to be honest. And yeah, people know more about cocaine now than ever. But yeah, that would have been pretty intense.
Yeah, that'd be pretty intense. That would make, like, the modern, like, because people are saying, oh, this league's full of drama and, like, divas and this and that, but the NFL back then, if there was social media back then, like, it would make, like, this version look like Disneyland.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Social media blows up everything.
Yeah, for sure. So, with that being said, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up. So yeah, be on the lookout for the Shane stream coming up on Saturday. I'm definitely gonna be in the chat to interact with you guys. So be there. Shane could probably attest to this, but whenever we do stream, it's always a fun time in there. So.
Oh yeah, because it's definitely gonna be laid back because I mean, for me, there's no money involved or no tournament involved, so I mean, it'll be more fun, it'll be more chill. You want to play? Join the party. We'll open it up. I'm not exactly what time sure, but it will. I believe it'll be about 1 p.m. Pacific time, and then I'll probably stream honestly till like 9 or 10 p.m. if it stays popular. If it doesn't stay busy, then we might shut it down. But I'm trying to do an all-day one.
All right, sounds good. So, with that being said,
Trey.
What's up?
I know you heard me. You didn't tell me your favorite Christmas movie.
Oh, favorite Christmas movie. But yeah, that's a good question. I should have asked that in the beginning of the. I mean, I gotta go with the classic. I'm a Home Alone, Lost in New York. That's my thing. But I also like Bad Santa. That's a little bit more adult, but I kind of like that movie as well. But there's a lot of ones like. What about you though? What are your movies?
Okay, I like Home Alone. I like Bad Santa, but one of the better movies, honestly, if you just want a feel-good movie and like, you know, feel good about life in general, it's an old one. It's A Wonderful Life.
Okay, yeah.
That's an old school one, and it is good. Dave, Elf is pretty good, and so is Grinch. They're not my favorite of all time, obviously. I mean, It's a Wonderful Life, man. That's number one for me. Just if you guys haven't seen it, watch it. And right now, not to interrupt, we'll wrap this up, but I want to let you know the ending of the game. It is 14-13 joke with 1 minute and 15 left. Skimbo's ball.
Yeah, so if you want to watch the stream, all you have to do is go on YouTube and type in EA Madden NFL or Madden 20. It'll probably pop up then, and then you can check into the stream. So, but yeah, with that being said, that's really all I have. I hope you guys have a happy Christmas, and then we'll see you on Saturday moving forward. And yeah, that's all that I have to say. So I'll throw it back over to Shane to close us out for the day.
For the year, you guys, for 2019, this is the last West Coast Madden podcast. We will be back in the first week of January, Thursday at 5 p.m. We're changing it now, but it'll be 5 p.m. Pacific time for the foreseeable future. This will be the last one of the year. We won't be doing a podcast till, I think, what was it? Is it January 3rd?
Yeah, let me check my calendar.
Just to make sure before we get off. I know, Dave, it'll be crazy, but I mean, we'll be doing that podcast, or I mean, that stream Saturday. It'll be super fun, man. I'm sure I'll lose a bunch. People can clown me.
It'll be the second, actually, because New Year's Day is the first, and that's a Wednesday, and then the second is a Thursday.
Okay, so we'll be back January 2nd with this West Coast podcast. Okay, here, hey, not to interrupt anything, but you guys, it is 4th down and 3 for Skimbo at the 30-yard line. This is his club championship season right here. He is doing an out route and an in route, so I would cover the in route if I was him. Everybody's locked up. It's over. Skimbo threw a pick. He threw it in double coverage. Joke just having a heart attack or something, man. I don't know what he was doing. He was doing the shake, rattle, and roll. I appreciate it, Blue Ink. If you're a subscriber, bro, I will be playing all subscribers Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Let's get it. Let's have some fun. Donation channel will be open as well. So anyways, you guys, this is a West Coast Madden podcast. Everybody have a great Christmas. I will see you in 2020. Goodness gracious. Wow. I'm Shanegotyou11, and with me as always is Trey. This is a West Coast Madden podcast.